we're in Clovis, California, doing a little project here in the laundry room. The homeowner wanted to add a laundry sink in here, so what we did is roughed in new water and then a waste stub out. And so what we gave you over to the edge of the sink is approximately, sorry, there we go. So we're at 62 inches to the edge of the washing machine, which is not in place right now, and then 3-inch gap over to what will be the edge of the sink. And our reasoning for that is each appliance is approximately 28 inches wide, and so 28 times 2 is 56. So we gave you 3 inches clearance on the side wall, 3 inches clearance in between the appliances, 3 inches to the cabinet over here. So and that's pretty normal for for laundry rooms. Minimum they'll give you 60 inches, so we gave you 62, and that's just normal, so you're not slamming into each other trying to get these washer and dryers in and out of shape. So anyways, edge being right there, that's where the new cabinet's going to be. So, and we've got it marked in the wall right here, so here's where the cabinet's going to be. So from here to there, it's 2 feet, and you can see down below we got it notched out. So from the sidewall, it's 18 inches to the edge of the cabinet, and to the water, 25 inches. So 25 and 29. And what we like to do with hot and cold water lines, we never know. I think in this case the faucet sits all the way over here on the left-hand side. So that's where that would be. And so you can see hot and cold water. Faucet mounts in the corner instead of in the center. And they're providing all of this. All we're doing is the rough-in plumbing. But anyways, water's in. We gave you the stub out like we talked about. Down here, we couldn't cut down below the T because the metal brackets are on this side of the wall, and on the back side of the wall, those plate straps are to help protect from nailing. And so we couldn't cut it down that low. So that's going to stay in place. And that's just the way that it was. There was no leaking or anything. If that plug is a problem for you, you can take it out and put what's called a flush plug in there. It's a 2-inch. That's a 2-inch raised plug, so you can see the portion that's raised. That's where you put a wrench. The other one just has a slot in there for a screwdriver, and there's no raised portion, so you can cover it back up. Just make sure you close it real good. What we've done for you is we cut everything back out like we said we would. Brand new PVC DWV sanitary tee, P-trap, riser, Uponor box with Uponor valves, and then of course we give you another tee, and this is stubbed out approximately 18 above the floor, which is pretty standard for most sinks. So you can see you're at 18 above the floor to the center of the line. Then we put the cleaner on top. What we do like about this is we've had instances where this, it's on the bottom, so water's always draining down here, draining down there, and it would leak and then it would cause damage. And so I like it up here just because it's just a vent. No water coming through there, and so that part, just make sure that they cut that out, and then they make nice little dome style cover plates that just tap into this when you're done, and so that's good. Tie it back with a stainless steel coupling back into your 1.5-inch ABS vent line, and again Uponor box with the little mounting brackets all screwed together. Uponor tubing, red and blue, so hot and cold. You can see down here, this is your hot manifold with the red sleeves on it. So hot comes up and then makes a transition, goes over to your sink. Hot is on the left always, and then of course cold is here, comes up, goes over to the sink. Cold is on the right, and then of course cold right here. So it's all color coordinated. You can't get lost. No big deal. Put some insulation on just because the piping, if it moves around at all, you get bumping in there. So we like to insulate it where you might have movement. So insulation against drywall, insulation against the other pipe, and you'll see it. So that way it's not moving around too much. And we are going to get one more strap in right here. There was not a strap on here when we took the sheetrock off. There should be one there because when they go to screw things back together, they could drive a screw through your trap. So we're going to put a little self-nailer on there. Everything else is yours. You can see protective strap here. Just be mindful of your copper lines. You can see these little holes that were designed for screws. They're right directly in front of your copper lines, so don't inadvertently take a longer screw and screw that and then end up damaging your copper line, because that is a horrible repair to perform. Anyways, that's all Uponor mounting system, the little bracket, the little purple mounting nuts right there. We did put valves on for you. This wasn't part of the project for us. We believe handyman can take it from here as far as the rest of the project, and then of course a drywall guy, we're going to refer someone to you. But we put the valves on, point of courtesy, no big deal. We got them on our truck, just threw them on there. The back of the cabinet is open, so you don't have to worry about making a nice clean cut there in the back of a cabinet that has a skin on it. So that's good. Anyways, everything in here is good. We're gonna get your drywall guy's number. Now this is dry fitted in place. This just pulls out, okay? And we got tape over. The reason being is sewer gases are currently coming out of this line, so this is just to cap it off. What's gonna happen, your handyman is gonna come in. We're gonna leave this fitting. We brought it for you. This is yours. And it just one side glues in, just like that. And then when you put a level, I'm gonna exaggerate it, but just to keep in mind, 1/4 inch per foot with a level, this should be pointing up, just like that, okay? And if you don't know how to do that, then, maybe you do need a plumber, but it's just a 1/4 inch a foot. So in other words, this arm, horizontal arm, if it were flat, like this is flat right here, you want it going uphill because the water's draining down into it, okay? So that's what's going to happen here. It's just going to point, that's exaggerated. It's not going to go uphill that fast. But once you glue it in, you should have some grade coming back over here. Same thing on this arm. Before it goes into the side of the cabinet's just going to get cut out in the back, and then you're going to cut a nice 2.5 inch hole around the end of the cabinet, and the cabinet's going to slide into place. And when you do, make sure when you drill that hole that this pipe has that grade on it. Okay, if you get flat or you're back graded, you're always going to have drainage issues. So, anyways, that's just what we did for you there. Brand new clean out plug here, like we talked about. Cover plate. We're going to leave this stuff with you. This is yours. So after sheetrock, tape texture paint, this cover plate snaps right into place right here. That's your 90 that's going to go into place right here. And this does need to be a full 2-inch line. The reason being is code states that you can do 1.5 inches up to 30 inches. And you're fast approaching 30, you can see right here. And this is developed length, including the P-trap. So you can see from that stud right there to the center, that's 30 inches. Plus, you have to include the 90, which is only a few inches, but you're pretty close to and then of course the P-trap. So we were pulling from right here. Then you have the trap that comes in, which looks similar just to that underneath the sink. So you're over 30 inches, and that's the reason for the 2-inch. Once you get into the cabinet, you'll put a reducer on, similar to what we've got right there. 1.5 inch trap, get everything tied in. But anyways, handyman can handle that, or give us a holler, and we can come out and take care of that for you. Outside of that, this installation is done.